Hello friends, Namaste dosto, and welcome back to another long-awaited episode of CharteredCrew. And today we are gonna talk about the 10 most important points that you must know about the Union Budget 2019. So let's begin. Point number 1. जब भी कोई नया बजट आता है हम सबकी नजरें होती है टैक्स रेट्स पर, एंड वन मेजर चेंज दिस टाइम इज इन द कॉर्पोरेट टैक्स रेट, which is अगर आपका टर्नओवर अब तक लेट्स से 250 करोड़ तक का होता था, then you are liable to pay tax at the rate 25%. But henceforth, if your turnover is equal or less than 400 crores, then you are supposed to pay tax still at the rate 25%.
बट जो सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट चीज यहाँ पे आपको जो ध्यान में रखना होगा वो होगा कि 400 करोड़ जो टर्नओवर का लिमिट है वो आप कौन से ईयर का चेक करोगे. So this turnover limit has to be considered for the financial year for the previous year 2017-18 and not for the previous year 2018 and 19. Correct. So if your turnover limit in the previous year 2017-18 is less than 400 CR, then you would be required to pay corporate tax rate at the rate of just 25% in India. Point number 2, we will be talking about tax incentive applicable for affordable housing. जैसे कि आप सबको पता है कि अगर आप कोई भी होम लोन लेते हो तो आप जो भी उसके ऊपर इंटरेस्ट पे करोगे ऑन द बोरोड कैपिटल फ्रॉम द फाइनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूशन, तो आपको डिडक्शन मिलता है उस इंटरेस्ट का अप टू द अमाउंट ऑफ रुपीज 2 लाख पर एनम. और अब इस 2 लाख के लिमिट को बढ़ा करके कर दिया है 3.5 लाख पर एनम. एंड दिस हैज बीन ब्रॉट बाय वे ऑफ इंट्रोडक्शन ऑफ न्यू सेक्शन 80AA अंडर इनकम टैक्स एक्ट. सो आपको मिलेगा 1.5 लाख, 2 लाख
प्लस 1.5 लाख,
2 लाख अंडर सेक्शन 24B एंड 1.5 लाख अंडर सेक्शन 80AA.
नाउ इसमें 3 कंडीशंस आती हैं जो आपको बहुत ध्यान रखने पड़े. 3 कंडीशन. The first condition is, as on the date of buying the house property, that should be the only house property that you own. वो एक अकेली आपकी house property होनी चाहिए. Number 2 is that when you're taking the loan, so the date of sanction of loan should be between the period of 1st April 2019 till 31st March 2020. And the third condition is that the value, the stamp duty valuation of your house property should be equal or less than 45 lakh rupees.
So this has been the most awaited or the most pleasing tax incentive applicable for all the Indian people who are willing and going to
buy their own house, make
property.
your own house property.
Now, point number 3, we'll be talking about the tax rate applicable for super rich people like you. So all those people, normal people, they pay only tax rate as per the tax slabs applicable, which will be 5%, 20% or 30%. But all the super rich people, they pay tax along with surcharge.
So, if your income is between 50 lakhs to 1 crore, then over and above the normal tax rates that you have to, which are applicable to you and you have to pay tax on, you are also going to pay the surcharge, which is going to be 10%. If your income is more than 1 crore but until 2 crores, then the surcharge applicable is 15%. If the income is more than 2 crores but until 5 crores, then it is 25%. And if your income is more than 5 crores, then the surcharge applicable would be 37%.
So अगर आप समझ सकते हो तो अगर आप हो हाईएस्ट टैक्स स्लैब के अंदर, मतलब आपका अगर टोटल इनकम हो रहा है 5 करोड़ के ऊपर, so the effective tax rate that would now be applicable would be 42.7%. That would be as per calculation 30% plus 37% plus 4% health and education cess. So now we had also crossed the highest tax rate that would be applicable in the US government.
Correct.
So even in the US there is highest tax rate of 40%, whereas now in India the highest tax rate would be 42.7% from the previous year 2019 and 20. Point number 4, we will be talking about TDS on cash withdrawal. जो एक सबसे हाईलाइटिंग पॉइंट इस बजट का था वो था ये कि TDS on cash withdrawal.
अंडर सेक्शन 194N, अगर आप अपने बैंक अकाउंट से 1 करोड़ रुपए से ज्यादा तक के पैसे विड्रॉ कर रहे हो, देन आप पे 2% TDS एप्लीकेबल होगा. Now, why did this happen? Because India is moving towards digitization, digital economy. सब कुछ हो गया, demonetization हो गया, GST आ गया, and we are moving towards cashless economy. So this move by the government is to promote the cashless economy and to curb the corruption and transactions in cash.
Along with this amendment in TDS, one more section has been introduced, which is section 194M of the Income Tax Act. क्या है ये नया सेक्शन और क्या है ये 5th अमेंडमेंट इन द डायरेक्ट टैक्स अंडर दिस बजट? तो जैसे कि आपको पता होगा कि टीडीएस किसको एप्लीकेबल होता है? जिसको टैक्स ऑडिट एप्लीकेबल हो. बट नाउ दिस रूल हैज बीन चेंज्ड for all those individual and HUF. Even though you are not covered under tax audit, you would be required to deduct TDS under section 194M at the rate of 5%, subject to अगर आप जो भी पेमेंट करते हो टू कॉन्ट्रैक्टर्स एंड प्रोफेशनल्स, अगर ये दोनों का लिमिट एक्सीड होता है
50 lakhs,
you would be required to deduct TDS at the rate of 5% under section 194M.
Basically 194C और 194J इन दोनों सेक्शन में अगर आप TDS ऑलरेडी डिडक्ट करके पे नहीं कर रहे हो एंड द पेमेंट इज एक्सीडिंग 50 लाख रुपीज, then you have to cut TDS at the rate of 5% and pay to the government. The relief here to the individuals and HUF is that अगर आपके पास TAN नहीं है तभी भी आप ये काम कर सकते हो. Only thing that is required is your PAN, that is your permanent account number.
Moving on to point number 6 is the most important point that has been brought under this budget, mandatory filing of ITR.
जैसे कि
आपने आपको पता होगा और हमारे प्रीवियस वीडियो में आपने देखा होगा कि who is required to file his income tax return or her income tax return mandatory in India. So only अगर आपका बेसिक एग्जेम्पशन लिमिट से ज्यादा इनकम होता है then only you are required to file your ITR, जो अब तक था.
But now there are 3 more conditions which are applicable. अब तक क्या था? अगर आपकी इनकम 2.5 लाख से ज्यादा हो तभी ही आपको इनकम टैक्स रिटर्न फाइल करना होता है. बट लेट्स से अब देयर आर 3 थिंग्स व्हिच आल्सो यू हैव टू कीप इन माइंड. जैसे कि पहली चीज, अगर आप जो कैश डिपॉजिट करा रहे हो अपने करंट अकाउंट में, इफ दैट एक्सीड्स ₹1 crore, देन आल्सो इट इज मैंडेटरी फॉर यू टू फाइल योर इनकम टैक्स रिटर्न. सेकेंड थिंग इज, अगर आप फॉरेन ट्रैवल कर रहे हो और आपका जो एक्सपेंस है वो 2 लाख रुपए से ज्यादा हो रहा है, देन ऑल्सो इट इज मैंडेटरी टू फाइल द ITR. एंड द थर्ड इज, अगर आपका इलेक्ट्रिसिटी बिल is exceeding 1 lakh rupees, then it is a must for you to file your income tax return.
So it now not only means कि अगर आप चेक करोगे भाई मैंने क्या अर्न किया है, मैंने क्या सिर्फ अर्न किया है कि क्या मैंने अर्न किया है 2.5 लाख से कम, बट अगर मैंने स्पेंड किया है 1 लाख 2 लाख या 1 year से ज्यादा, then only I am mandatorily required to file my income tax return under section 139 of the Income Tax Act. Now moving on to point number 7, we would be moving on to GST. अब direct tax से हम indirect taxes पर जा रहे हैं, that is goods and services tax. So you must be aware that you are required to follow 2 types of compliances under GST, periodic compliance and annual compliance. And under the periodic compliance, you are required to file your monthly returns, जो आप already file करते आ रहे हो, GSTR 1 and GSTR 3 भी जो आप file करते हो monthly. But now a good news has been brought by the Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman ji, that now you are only required to file your 1 quarterly return if your annual turnover is less than ₹5 crore.
That's right. So अब तक क्या था? There were normal taxpayers and there were composition taxpayers. Normal taxpayers वो every month अपना return file करते थे and composition taxpayers used to file their returns quarterly. But now if your turnover is less than 5 crore rupees, then even you can file your returns quarterly.
Point number 8, we will be talking about section 50 subsection 1 of the CGST Act 2017. जैसे कि आप सबको पता होगा कि पिछले कुछ टाइम के अंदर एक बहुत ही डिबेटेड टॉपिक था कि पेमेंट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट ऑन डिलेड पेमेंट ऑफ जीएसटी, कि जब भी आप अपना जीएसटी का लेट पेमेंट करते हो यू आर रिक्वायर्ड टू पे इंटरेस्ट एट द रेट ऑफ 18% पर एनम. तो इस इंटरेस्ट को आप कौन से अमाउंट पे करोगे, ऑन द ग्रॉस अमाउंट और नेट कैश वैल्यू, कि जो भी आप पे करोगे थ्रू इलेक्ट्रॉनिक कैश लेजर. सो देयर वाज अ जजमेंट बाय द हाई कोर्ट दैट यू आर रिक्वायर्ड टू पे दिस जीएसटी ऑन द ग्रॉस वैल्यू. And now this has been removed by way of introduction of new proviso under section 50 subsection 1. और अब आपको सिर्फ पे करना होगा इंटरेस्ट एट द रेट ऑफ 18% ऑन दी कैश वैल्यू ओनली, कि जो भी आप इलेक्ट्रॉनिक कैश लेजर थ्रू चालान का पेमेंट करोगे उसके ऊपर ही सिर्फ आपको जीएसटी एट द रेट ऑफ 18% पे करना होगा.
अब तक क्या था? देयर वर क्वेश्चन मार्क्स, ये करना है, ये करना है, ये करना है, क्या करना है. So we were dependent, we were debating on this issue, but now it is clear. It is net cash liability. That's the amount, the figure on which you have to calculate your interest.
And point number 9 is all about startups.
Startup India.
So if various incentives has been provided to almost all the startups in India, कि जो भी angel tax issues थे, they has been resolved. All those pending scrutinies, they had been told that they would be removed, and all those funds that startup would now be raising would not be asked by the income tax department.
It has always been the motto of our government that that we should rise on the scale of ease of doing business in India,
And to motivate all the entrepreneurs like you people.
to go on and start your business. So अब तक क्या होता था कि when you start your business, the first thing is you need more and more funds, and you go to angel brokers and get the funds. So income tax department would come and sit on you कि ये पैसे कहाँ से आए, आप पे scrutiny चलती जाती थी, and then you would think that rather not do a business than enter into this thing. So now with this budget, it is very clear that you can start your business safe, sound, and get your money and get in the flow.
And last but not the least, point number 10 would be about eradication of PAN or replacement of PAN at all those places where it was mandatorily required, and it would be substituted by unique identification number, that is your Aadhaar number. हर वो जगह जहाँ पे आपको अपना मैंडेटरी PAN देना पड़ता था, परमानेंट अकाउंट नंबर देना पड़ता था, वहाँ पे नाउ ओनली यू वुड रिक्वायर टू गिव योर आधार नंबर. आपको अपना ITR फाइल करना है, पैन नहीं है, यू कैन फाइल योर ITR
with your
आधार
card.
number. So this was all you need to know about this budget of Modi 2.0.
Yeah, Modi
about
2.0.
the budget 2019. All those 10 points that were very relevant to know to each and
Every Indian citizen should have known these 10 points.
You do write us back how you like today's video, and also how you like this budget of the Modi government.
Also, if you have any questions, queries, doubts, you need any clarifications, don't forget to ask us.
Thank you.
Thank you.